And hello, all of my fellow nerds out there. This is Oracle Nerd Richie, and welcome back once again to Golden Bonds. So, last time we actually got started on the story. I want to apologize, first of all, because I may have sounded very quiet during that video. But not to worry. At some point, I'm going to be getting a new headset that will hopefully be a bit better than this one, and it'll probably look better and fit my head a bit more comfortably because, again, this is an old headset that I'm using. It only has one earphone, and not very good for both ears. So, anyways, we're here continuing the story from where we left off. We're going along with Assad to help try to cure Priya's curse. So, we also looked at this choice. Do you keep a log of all the local legends? Are all your outfits color coordinated? I think we should probably ask him if he keeps a log of all the legends. I find it useful information to know. Being well acquainted with the city can almost trick you into feeling like a local. Only a trick? Does our city not welcome you? It welcomes me as much as any other. I'm accustomed to feeling a little out of place by now. Honestly, that's kind of true. Like when you first go to a new school, that stuff is really true. I know how it feels because I actually used to be a new student in the area that I live in, and like everything was so unfamiliar to me. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this. I can't do this with my friends from my old neighborhood. Yeah, I used to be like that. I used to be that kind of kid. I've grown up to be a bit more brave now, a bit more bold. That's unfortunate. Though I won't act as if I don't understand. I feel more like a stranger than a princess in these streets. You have a unique life, Your Majesty. As have you, Sir Assad. Ah, I see what you mean now. My apologies, Priya. You are forgiven. I hope you feel more at home here. If not with the city itself, then perhaps with some friends. You are too kind. Hardly. Pyro seems intent on relieving you of this curse by whatever means necessary. Yes, he has always been loyal, perhaps to a fault. That kind of loyalty can be dangerous. Sorry, wrong voice. More dangerous to himself than I. And you are certain? I worry for him, Assad, as he worries for me. Your relationship is enviable. I raise an eyebrow, more intrigued by anything else. It doesn't have to be. That seems to give him pause. How so? Pyro's loyalty is freely given to those who he cares for, and in my expert opinion, he seems to care for you already. At the least, he would like to be your friend. That is a strong start, as any, no? And yourself? I consider myself the owner of a big heart, big enough for two, at the very least. I wouldn't wish to intrude. Is it intruding if you were invited in, I wonder? Sod straightens up suddenly, clearing his throat. Speak of the devil, did you find anything? More rumors, mostly. Think you could sort through them, Assad? I could certainly try. Heard a lot about the woods, mostly. Some big beastie living there. I never heard of the hermit manifesting as a beast. Their cloak is made of materials none have been able to recognize. Right, and here's the thing. This creature always patrols this sort of shack, cave thing. Shack? Right. See, seems like a load of nothing to me. Not at all. This beast might be some lost experiment or familiar, stalking wherever it last saw its creator. Oh, great. You did perfectly. Do you have directions? Probably not enough, but how hard can a shack in the woods be to find? You'd be surprised. Will the monster cause trouble, do you think? Probably. If anything, I'm killing two birds with one stone. That thing is scaring hunters, and the food here is scarce enough as is. They'd have sent a guard out to take care of it sooner or later. Might as well be me. Excellent. Shall we go? Do you two have enough layers to keep warm? We'll manage, but if everyone gets a bit chilly, I'm an excellent cuddler. You know full well why I can't take you up on that. What's the shot? Assad, you feel like a snuggle? I... Absolutely not! Aw, guess I'll be here in my lonesome in my big warm cloak and my big strong arms. I roll my eyes smiling. Assad shivers. I'm not convinced it's from the cold. The journey is long and freezing. Bitter winds make the uphill climb through the woods harder. Oh god. He gives us some water. More than once I catch Assad eyeing Cairo's warm cloak, but he never brings it up. Perhaps they need a nudge, or more. Cairo leads the charge, one hand resting on his sword at all times. As much as the weather attacks us, there is a worse foe out there waiting. There is something to be said of the safety of a castle, the gilded cage I grew up in. I would not say I miss it. Not when I can watch Assad slip on a particularly ice patch and waggle his arms inelegantly as he stumbles. Or hear Cairo's dirty laughter as he picks up Assad up and out of the snow, dusting him off. Watching the way their faces warm from the contact, the embarrassment, the closeness. The place we traverse may be troublesome, but these feelings are much more dangerous for my poor heart. Sight of the hut is a welcome one. Without any sight of its prowling beast, so far, we allow ourselves a moment to feel safe. Assad sets out about lighting the fire. Cairo shakes some stray snow out of his boots. I decide to wander the shack, though it would be more apt to describe it as a cabin. It has one room too many to be a simple shack, with more magical amenities than... Oh, I skipped it. More magical amenities than I have ever seen in my lifetime. Examine the plants, examine the books. I'm more of a plants kind of guy. These flowers aren't native here, or at least I've never seen them in bloom before. There's something mystifying about blossoming flowers hidden in the winter wasteland. My hand reaches out to touch one, spiky, white, and covered in blotches of red. Selfishly, I want to caress its petals. It's been a long time since I've felt anything but metal. Perhaps the magic of this place will resist my relentless curse. Perhaps the flower will die. I never find out. Cairo clasps my wrist with his male palm, raising an eyebrow. Could be dangerous, princess. For me? Or the flower? Both. Don't start poking at magic stuff without me, okay? I don't want you to get cursed twice. I don't think that's how it works, Cairo. Oh, but it is. Can't wiggle your way out of this one. I'm not wiggling my way out of anything. You have quite a firm grip on my arm. Wiggling will be pointless. He drops it like hot coal, face creasing up with worry. Shit, sorry. You know how I am with this thing. I'm sorry. It's alright. I rather liked it. Oh. With the fire lit and my curiosity temporarily abated, the work must begin in earnest. So, how do we find where they're keeping all the goodies? We look? Kinda thought there'd be some magical trick to it. Afraid not. With any luck, they kept a diary, or at the very least a work log. One would hope anyway. You don't want to be cursed by a sloppy wizard. How can we be so sure this is the hermit's place anyway? Could just be a hut, right? He's got more magical implements hanging around than any of us have friends. That's hardly a fair comparison. Alright, more magical implements than golden trinkets? Better. Carl barks out a laugh, grinning from ear to ear. He goes to nudge Assad, but he skillfully sidesteps the touch. Right, less chatter, more looking. Divide and conquer. I'll tackle the study area. You two search over there. Sir, yes, sir. Well, good luck. There's only so much looking I can actually do without risking the items at hand. Mostly I wander the room, pointing out pointing out things I find interesting. Haru sets about the task with gusto, keeping me entertained all the while. He's a funny guy. Funny? Yeah, always trailing off, never really saying what he's thinking. He probably just needs time to open up. Not everyone has the benefit of an entire childhood spent together. Yeah, I like him though. I do too. Oh yeah? How much? Not this again. It's completely normal for a best friend to want to play wingman. In any other circumstance, I would agree with you, but I'm me. I simply can't have things like that. Haru stops and puts his hands on his hips and stares me down. You could. Cairo. I've offered more than once. It wouldn't be fair to you. I already love you, Priya. Nothing would have changed that. Or nothing would have to change. You're a good man, Cairo, and you'll make somebody very happy one day. Not just you. You already make me happy. Which is exactly why I don't understand why putting a label on it would make any difference. It's my turn to stare him down now. There are a plethora of reasons why what he's proposing would never work. But mostly, I'd want more, I wouldn't deserve it. Oh. I actually don't really know which one to choose. Let me save, I guess. Return. Let's just say I'd want more. It would be too tempting, too risky. He blushes. It makes me smile. Dangerous feeling swirling in my stomach. This is exactly why. It is hard enough to have you as my friend, to resist the temptation to hold you, to pat your arm or swat your shoulder. We went further to know that you would kiss me, but can't. It would be too much. It wouldn't really be enough. It'd drive me mad. You know I'd let you. Of course I do. But you'd be more gold than man within an hour. I wouldn't be able to hold back. And you let me do whatever I wanted. It'd be brilliant. Dude, you'd be dead. For all 30 minutes, then I'd be on my own again. And we can't have that. Sorry, Priya. Won't ask again. You better not. More for your sake than mine. The fire crackles in the hearth, and the wind batters the door in its hinges, drawing me out of the moment. We've gotten nothing done. I'm sure Hassan would be in the same shoes if he were here. You're very distracting. Let's just hope he's made better progress than us. Haru resumes poking around the piles of dusty books, fairly half-heartedly. We barely know what we're looking for. Quiet, easy for the mind to wander, and the conversations always come easy to us. We both snap to attention when Assad comes stumbling into the room, beaming with a thick leather-bound book clutch in his hand. Found it! Neat, what is it? His journal, The Hermit, Atticus Canon. Fuck, we got a name and everything? So much more than that. I think I found everything we need. It can't be that simple, surely. Not when this curse and all its mysteries has haunted me my entire life. All the answers in a simple book, so close to my home? I feel like a bird in a cage all over again, sheltering me from the people has only stopped me from finding the truth. I feel so excited, apprehensive. I mean, if it's like that, you should feel a little bit apprehensive. But let's not get our hopes up. Too late. Come see for yourself, Priya. Assad places the book down on the table carefully, flipping it open to the bookmark page. The first thing that catches my eyes is a sketch of my family. My father, my mother, and me posed for a portrait. That's unsettling. Aw, always forgot how cute you were as a kid. Unsettling as it may be, but it means we're on the right path. this man was thorough, I'll give him that. Thoroughly stupid. Well, actually, the quantity of magic cast is quite good. He seems to be something of an advanced curse maker, and it's not what I meant. Horse. He clears his throat and traces the writing with his fingertips. The handwriting is clumped together, neat but a little frantic. Does it mention anything about my curse? Yes, here. The royal family have taken this too far. The voices of the poor and starving must be heard. The poor and the starving? So it was politically motivated, you said. The townsfolk are too uncoordinated for the rebellion, too hungry. The movement would eat itself before it got off the ground. I must take things to my own hands. If the king loves his gold more than his people, he deserves to drown in it. An apt metaphor, poetic even. He's stolen the lives of so many. I will take from him what he cherishes most. Perhaps then he will learn. Your Royal Highness, darling princess, I'm sorry it has come to this. A bit late to apologize, don't you think? This was written years ago. I fear the hermit hasn't been back into the city in well over a decade. Understandable. He couldn't risk getting caught. I'd have left if I were him. How are you feeling? It must be a lot to take in. I feel fine. I'm oddly fine. If anything, I'm a little relieved. It's nice to know it wasn't personal, that I didn't do anything wrong. It's cool to put a curse on someone who wasn't involved. Maybe so, but I can't blame him for hating my father, after all that he's done. Two wrongs don't make a right, princess. No, that's true, but it feels good to have answers. I can't deny that. If we have to teach my father the meaning of empathy to break this bloody curse, we might as well give up now. I wouldn't go that far. We might get through to him, with time. Lots and lots of time. And possibly magic. Time we may not have, and magic that may make things worse. I knew it was going to be complicated, but no, I think your father will be involved in the cure at all. I don't think your father will be involved in the cure at all, actually. Oh, thank the stars, I have a chance after all. What did the hermit guy write down? What, did the hermit guy just write down the curse? Yes, actually. Oh. Some curse breakers want their curses to be broken. They want the recipient or recipients to have learned something from the experience. To have sacrificed or gained something. That's where the loop I mentioned before comes in. His writing is a little rambly, something about change grows better than our forefathers. If she has to be better than her father, she should already be her father, she should already be cured. I can't read. A confusing curse and cured. Here it is. 3 good deeds. That's it? But Priya's a good person. Should she be fixed? You've done plenty of good things. Good deeds is a sort of a arcane fluff word. It can't be any good deed that would be too easy. It'll have to be something with a deeper meaning, tied to the circumstances of your curse, or even the curse itself. Something like fixing your town's economy, perhaps? How nice. I'll get right on it. Does it say anything more in this big old book? Nothing of importance. Political ramblings, something about Sparus. I believe he's since fled the country. Leaving everything behind? Indeed, including his bestial familiar. Could that be a good deed? Helping me get rid of it would definitely help the townsfolk. I'm not really a fighter, but we can try? Second thought, maybe not. Don't really want to put you in harm's way for this. There'll be plenty of other good deeds we can do. We must defeat this thing regardless, no? Perhaps Priya could tag along. I'm not a child. I can take care of myself. If Cairo doesn't want me there, I won't push. Cairo suddenly looks like a kicked puppy. Oh, trapped between a rock and a hard place. It's not that I don't want you there. You can keep her safe. You can keep her safe, right? Defeating a beast and protecting a princess should be a light work for a knight of your caliber. Of course, and if there happens to be an opening for you to help me out, then, well, all's well that ends well. Perfect. I'll remain here and go over the book a bit more. See if I can find anything more specific. You don't want to tag along too? Stars, no. It's freezing out there. You two have fun. Alright. I'll go out and see if I can find any tracks. It'll be easier if it's just me, so sit tight for a second, okay? Alright. Make sure you come back for me. Of course. It's a promise. Cairo pulls his cloak tighter around himself, giving us both a cheery salute. See you soon. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Whatever for? You've done more for me these last hours than most have in my entire life. I find all magic curses especially absolutely fascinating. I know I don't always approach everything quite so appropriately, perhaps. If I have said anything out of turn, I apologize. You find me fascinating? Yes. How you have managed so long with such a vicious curse. It's remarkable. I'm not the fondest of physical touch myself, but I can understand how vital it is for most people. To have the choice taken away from you, and to still be so put together? Lovely. You're quite lovely, Priya. You're too kind. Hardly. I wish there was more I could do for you. You could tell me more about curses. I apologize. I know nothing more that would help in our situation. I don't mean that. You know, a lot about the subject, generally, yes? Or magic as a whole? You wish to learn more about the arcane. I wish to learn more about you, about your passions. I've always enjoyed hearing people speak about their interests. Yours is especially fascinating. Assad pulls at his collar, refusing to meet my eye. I could give you a small lecture, perhaps read a passage from his journal. I enjoy that. Thank you, Assad. I should be thanking you for this opportunity, really. It isn't something I get to speak of often. Better. Take a seat by the black wall, leaning back and closing my eyes. Somewhere in front of me, I hear laughter. What are you doing? Relaxing, emptying my mind, ready to fill it full of Assad's arcane knowledge. You're silly. Indeed. Sit beside me? He laughs again, but abides. He sits, pauses for a moment, then shuffles closer. So close our knees are almost touching. The fabric pulling around our legs mixes. He doesn't move away, nor do I. To begin, curses require a rudimentary sense of magical know-how. The warmth of the fire and closeness, and his gentle lecturing all washed over me in a balm of quiet comfort. It's fascinating how much he knows, even if most of it goes over my head. You could be doing more than talking. Oh my! Oh, a little scandalous, don't you think? Also, does that say on the wall, "Kiss boys"? I don't know if this will affect the ending, so I'm just gonna... You should talk more often. My mind wanders, his arms around me, murmuring softly into my ears as we laze around the bed. He's telling me about his day and reading me a story, his body pressed against mine, one hand in my hair, the other on my hips. I can feel his smile, his lips against the slope of my ear. I want him to bite it, gentle of course. Priya? Are you listening? What? Yes. No, what were you talking about? I'll take that as a no then. It's not the most thrilling topic, I understand. No, I was enjoying myself plenty. My mind wandered. Are you feeling alright? Your face is red. Do you feel sick? Sick in the head, maybe. What was that? Nothing. Please continue. Put all my energy into focusing on his words after that. Watching him talk so passionately about something was enthralling. Too enthralling. Dangerous, even. It's something of a relief when Cairo barges the door open, snow covering his shoulders. Cairo grins ear to ear, none the wiser. I caught the scent. Let's get going, Princess. Right. We'll see you soon, Assad. Stay safe, and make sure the fire's burning when... I'll make sure the fire's burning when you come back. The thought of going back out in the cold isn't a pleasant one. But the three good deeds won't complete themselves. I wrap my arms around myself and nod resolute. Maybe when this is all said and done, we could all take a vacation, somewhere warm. Cairo points out the tracks with practiced ease. Deep scratches in tree bark, splashes of red and pure white left behind by captured prey. The trail leads us downwards, towards the mouth of a great cave. The entrance, cavernous, like an open maw, awaits us ominously. But Cairo keeps the mood light. It's just another day on the job for him. Do you and his head talk about anything fun? My face flushes a little. With any luck, he'll think it's from the cold. We talked about magic, primarily. He's very well versed on the subject. Yeah, real smart. One smart cookie. He's hot, right? So hot. The hair, the everything. He's put together, well spoken, color coordinated. And he's fucking gorgeous. It's a little distracting if I'm honest. Harold throws his hands up in the air. I know! You're trying to have a conversation with the guy and he starts looking at you with those big beautiful eyes and he's so passionate. You can't be gorgeous and have an attractive personality. Right? Leave some food for the rest of us, stud. We dissolve into laughter, the air much lighter. Do you think he's mendable to a relationship? Yeah, you'd have to ask him. I've got no idea. I think you two would make a beautiful couple. Aw, I'd feel bad leaving you out, Princess. You think he's cute too? It's hardly leaving me out if I don't have the capabilities to join in. But if I happen to be in the room while you engage in activities, I wouldn't complain. Activities? You've got one dirty mind, Princess. Well, you know, holding hands, a peck on the cheek, all the scandalous things. Holding hands, kissing, that's it? Don't hold out on me now. I don't know what you're implying. Come on, there's no secret between us, right? Ah, we're here. What splendid timing. We're talking about this later, you know. The cave is huge, more near ethereal. Sunlight catches on the hanging icicles, sending rays off like dancing across the icy floor. Inside somewhere is our beast. Are you ready? Oh, it got quiet all of a sudden. What for? Harold unsheathes his sword, steadies his breathing, and clashes the edge metal of his metal arm against the sword. Noise echoes from Odin's silence. What the stars was that for? Growling, low, harsh, from further in the cave. Luring it out. No point in pressing deeper into its territory. He steps in front of me, muscles taut like the string of a bow. Stay back, okay? Don't put yourself in danger. Good deeds be damned. From the depths crawls not one beast, but three. Their sleek bodies almost feline in nature, like large twisted cats, but something is wrong. Their tails, lined not with fur, but thick barbed spikes. Their teeth bulging out of their mouths into great tusks. Haro's grip on his sword tightens. For a moment, I consider grabbing him, fleeing. He charges, as do the beasts. It almost looks like a dance, the way they move about one another, swords clashing against tusk. Haro is good. I've watched him train plenty, but the real thing is unmatched. He drives the blade into the shoulder of the first beast, sending it crashing into the ice. As he wrenches it free, he uses his metal fist to beat back the circling crowd. They don't attack him all at once. They push in, then retreat, one snap at a time. Hunting him. I feel useless, sick with fear. I wish I could at least had a weapon. The injured creature charges at him, jaw bared, but Cairo plunges his sword into its chest. There's no time for victory, as he swings the sword around, shoving it between the fangs of the second snarling thing. His back's to me, the third beast stalking him up, unseen. He's still trying to push the other beast back, but he won't turn around in time to see it. There must be something I can do. Ooh, wait, call it to Cairo, distract the beast. Ooh, I think we should probably try to distract the beast. I think that'd be the best option here. Now, distract him. I can't fight the creature alone. I'm unarmed, but if I can get his attention onto me, I glance around for anything of use. There's only rocks scattered around me. What I have to do, I snatch the largest one I can find, watch them turn to gold in my grasp with a twinge of satisfaction. At least it'll pack a punch. First stone misses by a long shot, gliding across the ice. The second clips its tail, sending some of the barbs scattering. The third finally takes out a leg. It hits the floor and whines loudly before scrambling back up to its feet. It whirls around, away from Cairo, its attention solely on me. The growling echoing from deep within the chest makes my legs tremble. I must be brave. Priya? He doesn't shout. It can't be much more than a whisper, but I hear it with piercing clarity. Fear. The creature moves slowly, but I know if I turn my back on it to run, it would pounce. There's nowhere to go. I must stand my ground. I raise my hands out in front of me. I am much a threat to it as it is to me. One touch is all I need. Of course, the creature does not know that, and I don't think telling it I'm cursed is going to achieve anything. Priya! I can barely hear him over the pounding in my heart. The snarling thing lowers itself closer to the ground to try to swallow my fear. It pounces, hurling its body towards me. The barbs in its tail go scattering, and weight shoves against me. But it's not fur and fang from cold firm metal. Cairo puts himself between me and the beast with a grunt of pain, shoving me back with a metallic hand. I hit the floor, ice and barbed shards everywhere. It's hard to know where the cold stops and the pain begins. Then I hear it, the splattering sound of blood, as if all my pain from my body disappears. I look up frantically. Cairo stands with his sword buried in the creature, and the creature's tusks buried within him. He slumped against it, its teeth puncturing his side. With a grunt, he shoves it off him before stumbling into the ground himself. I'm at his side in an instant. Ugly fucking things, weren't they? Cairo wheezes, pushing himself up and leans back against the wall. There's blood all over him. I don't know how much of it is his own. I don't have any time to worry about it, or the means to check. You're hurt! I'm not one to state the obvious, Princess. What's with that look? Cairo, that it's bad. He smiles, a little sad. He reaches up with a metallic hand, tucks a loose strand of hair by my ear. Yeah, it is. You can't. Cairo, what do I do? You have to get back to the cabin, Princess. It's not far. Right. I'll get Assad, and we'll come back for you. Won't be nothing to come back for. I stare at him, slack-jawed, and he shrugs. Here, take my cloak. You'll get cold. He leans forward and tugs it off himself. Blood spills out of the holes in his side, and he frowns. That's gonna stain. That's the least of my worries right now. Now you idiot. Yes, fuck Cairo. What am I supposed to do? Let's be realistic, Princess. We got no medical supplies, no magic to heal me. There's not much we can do. I won't accept this. Nah, come on. It's not fair. It isn't. I'm sorry. Didn't expect there to be so many of them. Should have come with backup. I'm glad you came with me at least. Beats dying alone. And I couldn't have killed them without you. I expect to feel sad, but I just feel so angry. I won't forgive this, Cairo. You're not allowed to die. That's an order. Don't say that. You know how much I hate breaking promises. Can you walk? Not far. Not back to the cabin. You can't carry me, Princess. I know. There's never been a moment in my entire life where I could have possibly hated my useless hands any more than I do this moment. He closes his eyes. If I didn't know him better, I'd say he looks relaxed, at peace. Then it hits me. Take off your shirt. His eyes shoot open. What? You heard me. Your shirt. Off with it. He sits up, hands flying at the hem of his shirt. He pauses to wince in a grimace, but he presses on. Not that I'm totally into this, because I am, but I have to ask about the change of heart. What are you talking about? I mean, I get that I'm already kind of dying, so you touching me doesn't matter anymore. I am so up for making up for lost time right now. He tosses his shirt to one side and winks. It's a little impressive with his side still weeping blood. That is a lot of freaking scars, dude. That is a lot of scars. But it seems to like a big change. Are you sure you want this? No, Cairo, I'm trying to check your wounds. He stops, plowing back against the wall with a disappointed sigh. You know, that makes more sense. You should think I was propositioning you while you were actively bleeding out. Maybe. Oh, more like, no hard feelings, of course. Not looking my best right now, anyway. Just stop talking. Right, yes, ma'am. If I'm wrong, this could kill him, but he's dying in front of me, slowly, painfully. What can I do but try? I take a deep, steadying breath. Do you trust me? Am I allowed to talk again? Yes. Of course I trust you, Priya, more than anyone. If it all goes wrong, I'll never be able to make it up to you. I don't really know what you're planning, but you could make it up to me with a kiss. Okay, with a kiss. Really? Didn't think that would work. Shut up, I need to focus. He nods, watching my shaking hands without a hint of fear or apprehension. It only makes me more nervous. But there's nothing more to lose. I peer at the wounds. I can't assess the depth, but if he's talking and cracking jokes like it shouldn't have hurt any major organs, the bleeding is the main issue. If we can't stop it, he'll die. It's going to hurt, possibly quite a lot. I press the tips of my fingers on his wound. The warmth of the blood makes me suck in a breath, and shocked. I haven't felt anything like this in years. A slight shiver runs through me. Cairo definitely notices. But there's no time for distractions or indulgences. I run my fingers around the edges of the wound, catching a slowly blossoming scab. As expected, gold seeps into the opening, curdling with the blood. I watch, terrified, as slowly, painfully slowly, the wound closes. Gold plating left in its wake, with like a particularly shiny scar. At least it matches his others, though they're definitely less chunky and uneven. Fucking hell, Priya. My fingers fly into the matching puncture marks, filling them all one by one. Finally, his side now littered with golden markings, he's safe, or at the very least, the bleeding has stopped. We can get him an actual doctor once we're back in town. Best money can buy it. I glance up at him, exhausted. No words can truly express the whirlwind of emotions we've both been through. You can work miracles, Princess. Did it hurt? Your touch is the sweetest thing I've ever felt. But yes, it hurt like mad. I can't help but laugh. He's ridiculous. I've never felt relief like that. I feel like I could sleep for a week, maybe more. You can rest when we're back at the cabin. Not looking forward to the trek up there. Well, it couldn't hurt to stay out here for a time. I could try building a fire. With golden sticks? Sit tight, I can manage that much. You're still hurt. Just a scratch. After all, you've done more for me today than making us a fire is the least I can do. Cairo, you saved my life. And you saved mine. Guess that makes us even. He lifts himself up with a grunt and sets about gathering sticks. It gives me a moment to wash my hands, sticky with golden blood. The water is freezing, but icy temperatures are a welcome shock to the system. I can hardly believe the moment is real. When I return, Kairo's got a small fire going, a decent distance away from the bodies and gore. He keeps himself propped up against a wall and pats the floor next to him. Not exactly fit for a princess, but it'll have to do. I gladly sit beside him. All I want to do in this moment is soak in his warmth. Priya, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. Always, princess. He turns towards me, but overexerts himself, beginning to slip. I can't imagine how tired he must feel. Instinctively, I reach out for him, giving his shoulder a gentle shove to set him back upright. When my hand reaches the warm skin of smooth metal, my stomach sinks. I can't do this again, not after everything that just happened. I yank my hand to my chest, horrified. Kairo starts to speak, but I can't hear him over the panicking rate ringing in my ears. But nothing happens. His arm remains as it ever was, smooth, tan skin. Wait, for seconds, then minutes, but nothing changes. Kairo waits for me, ever the patient guard. Nothing happened. I know, I felt your hand. Just your hand, no curse. I grab a fistful of snow and watch, mystified as it crumbles into golden ash. There's no way that was just dumb luck. Touch me again. It could be. He rolls his eyes and grabs my hand, slides his palm against my own before interlocking our fingers. We both stare at our hands. His skin is warm, his palm a little rough against my own. I can feel the calluses from years of training. I think you finished one of your good deeds, princess. The air between us is suddenly startlingly different. Everything I had wanted and couldn't have laid out before me. There's nothing stopping me now, nothing but my own fears, my apprehension. Priya, I can't focus with this hand in mind. My thoughts are spiraling. Don't think, just act. Let's talk things through first. I think I know which one would be the wiser move, but I'm actually gonna leave this video here for now. This is actually becoming a really interesting story so far. I really like the dynamic between the characters already, and honestly, Priya is probably one of my favorite female protagonists so far. I'm gonna leave this video here for now, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a